Welcome back into my studio. My name is Jerry. If you didn't see the first episode, I am a filmmaker and educator, and today I'm laying out a zine. And so I urge you to just get something you're working on and enjoy a little bit of the creative process. You can just do this in the background, but this is a way for me to stay accountable. Hopefully, it'll help you as well. And to the 500 or so people that watched it just over the weekend last weekend, thank you so much, and I hope you're back. So basically what we're doing today is, like I said, we're going to finish laying out the zine here. And one of the things that, let me rearrange that really quick. One of the things that I never really got out of any of the videos that I watched early on was how do you actually take this huge amount of information that you're presented with and curate it down into something that is a story. So how do you get from all of these things? So I had a couple hundred images. I'm trying to get down to about 15, I'd say 12 to 15 now. And I have a feeling I know what they're gonna be, but I wanted to lay them out. It's been a couple of days since I've looked at these. I like to put a little bit of time between me and the actual project. So I even do this when I make films. Some people have asked, like, how do you not just go home and edit as soon as you're done making a film? And I think there is something that's spaced in between. It gives us a chance to kind of distance ourselves a little bit from the project. It also gives us a second to be able to think about what we're actually trying to communicate. And I think in our world now, everything moves a little fast. And so when it's moving so fast, you might be saying things before you've thought them completely through, and it's all right. It's all right to take a break. Is that one working back there? Never used this one, so that's pretty cool. Um, so the goal with this is to get these down to like 12 or 15 images. If you watch the first episode, you know that I'm probably going to end up with these kind of slow shutter speeds, all this kind of motion blur, things like that. But I wanted to kind of see what it looks like with fresh eyes today, because that was a couple of days ago. Let's see what we got here. Is this camera rolling as well? It's a little overexposed. That's okay. Let's bring that back down. All right. Soon I'll be doing this live, so if that's of interest to you, I'm going to be live streaming these. I just got in the board right here, so just got in a little live switcher board. I'm going to try to figure that out this weekend and get that up. But also, if you are in the Los Angeles area, I'm going to be doing an in-person film meetup at the 5.5 brewery, 5.5 brewing, sorry, in El Segundo. So free, stop by, meet some filmmakers. We're going to talk about the why, not the how. And I think that's what I am interested in. This is why am I going to start getting rid of some of the things that I'm getting rid of, and I'm going to kind of do that today. And so what I'm going to start with are my faces here, my tree faces. And so these images were from my last house in Hollywood, and the house was from like 1923, I believe. And there were like faces in the trees. And so this is an effect called pareidolia. And I used to talk about that with my middle schoolers when I taught middle school. And basically, what it is a psychological effect where we see faces in things. The easiest one to find is in any plug, basically, like any outlet in your house. It'll be, the two eyes, and the ground plug is going to be the mouth. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But it just gives us a way to find patterns and repetition in our kind of everyday life. I think from the psychological standpoint, I think from what I've read is humans love to find patterns. And that's kind of what we're doing today. We're finding a pattern. We're trying to find out exactly what we're saying. I really like this aerochrome stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like that one might. Maybe we crop that part out there. Okay. These ones don't really fit what we're going for. Okay. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to get. I have decided that everything that is going to be in this is going to be from my neighborhood slash the part of my life that was that little 9 months of in between, and it's working. Sorry, there's a lot of tech going on. I want to make sure that you get the full experience here. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of everything that wasn't taken in my neighborhood or around it. So there's that. I don't really like that one. I guess whenever I'm saying I don't really like that one, this one, it feels like something happened. I don't know what this is, and my guess is maybe a car drove by or something, but I don't know. It just doesn't speak the way that I want it to speak right now. When you're curating your own things, you're going to find out that it's your personal experience and your personal preference when you're doing these. This one's out as well. I'm just, I'm looking for things that go together, and I think my original story was I wanted to show my neighborhood, but I wanted to show how after the loss, of the school I was teaching at that closed down, some of these are like these like kind of fragments and things like that I really kind of enjoy, but I don't shoot a lot of color, so there's that as well. This is on some film that was, I was like the first color variant to against Kodak. So that one I really had to fight to make work, which I kind of like. It's the same as this one here, so you can kind of see the similarities here. This is off of Western. So this is in this same kind of triptych here. This is also from that. This is also from that. These are from like the Larchmont Village area. Boom, boom. Then these are, yeah, from my kind of around my house, my old house. I don't think I need that one. This one seems out of place. Okay, all right. So something's starting to come together here. I think I want to have some people, but I don't know exactly how I want to put it together yet. But I think when you're going through it, and I don't know what you're working on currently, but the hardest part about being an artist or being a creative is knowing when to stop. And eventually your project will speak to you and go, that's enough, let's move on. They're not all going to be great, they're not all going to be perfect. But I think when you're just letting kind of the material speak to you a little bit, so like trying to find where things are lining up, what's happening, colors, all that kind of stuff. This is kind of cool. So you can see now, like we're lining up on the line of here. I don't know if you can see that. So I'll kind of move this back to the middle a little bit. So we're lining up on this apartment building here, building off of it. And these are pretty cool too. Like how could I move these around? This part should be kind of slow because we're trying to figure out like what is our story? Like what is my story here? And I think that what I want to communicate is how our life is so fast, and sometimes we don't stop to slow down to be able to see what is actually happening. We don't stay present. And I think that the more that we're present, the more that we realize just how beautiful the world is and how there's these little things that are happening that we don't even notice. So it's something like this aerochrome here that is like this really, really red. Let me make sure you can see that. So there's like, it's like this really red kind of, it takes the green, it makes it red. And so when we're doing that, what we're kind of thinking about is how do we go from things that we can see very easily to things that we can't see. Um, and I think it's those things that we can't see that's what makes your voice special and your perspective special, is because I can't see what you're seeing. And so I think if we're always telling artists and we're always telling people to buy the best camera or buy the best thing or whatever it ends up being, it's just kind of putting the same thing out into the world. And so these are, like I said, all on expired film, and all of them are shot on cameras that are 60 plus years old, 50, at least 50 years old. So I would consider what that means, you know? So, like, none of these were shot on this camera, but it's like, what could you do with this? You know? Like, what could you do with this? Like this right here, you know? This is a camera from the early 1900s, and I've shot things on it. And, you know, I like to consider what's possible with things that are basically discarded. I think we're very wasteful, and that's why I've been shooting a lot of expired film. Well, also because I had a lot of people tell me that it's a waste of time, and I would say, I I don't know if there is time wasting. I think you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I think I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, and I don't know exactly what to do with that information when I hear it. So well, let's jump back into it. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate them by different types of the motion blur and see if I can find something there. So these have no motion blur. These might be my kind of anchor points a little bit. I don't like this one. This one feels a little angry. Like it feels a little like, I don't know, it just feels like a little aggressive, and I don't think it's the energy I'm going for. Like I like these kind of warm tones. I want to go from like this blue, I think, to this orange. So if I think about it in like colors. So I'm also going to make my zine taller than it is wide. So I got to consider that as well. So like how these are going to fit. So it might be like two images and a vertical. So maybe it's something like this, you know, 2 on one page, 1 on the other. Figure that out here in a second. Okay, so there's that. This is also over here. This is okay. This one. I like these like wispy things, so I'm gonna try to. I think this is my favorite photo out of this entire batch. There's something about this image that if you tuned in last week, I don't take a lot of photographs of people. For one, everybody's already taken photos of people, so it's just not my specialty, I guess, or what you would say. But what I do like is kind of like shooting for the hip. So all of these are shot from the hip, so which means the camera's kind of low. I'm not looking through the viewfinder. And I'm getting this. This one was shot where I could see, but these other ones where I'm a little closer up, I'm not looking through it. So I'm just letting the moment. I'm making the connection with the person, and I would assume most of these people see me, but they don't see the photograph. And whenever I talk about street photography and things like that, and just like the ethics of an artist, I like to consider how the person is brought into the image. There are some artists that do some street photography where they almost like antagonize people, and I that's not for me. I think it should be a collaboration, or I'm not actually showing the person. So this is like a person here as well. This one right here. So that's also a person. Okay. All right. Well, we got to get rid of some more pictures here. So these are really, really abstract. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Maybe this. Oh, this is actually a person too, right here. That's a person. All right, so we got people, some locations. All right, this is just a house. I don't think that adds anything to the story. This one's really cool. This is from a roll that had like some mold on it, so you can see these little blue dots. Not gonna figure that out in digital. So those are just kind of happy accidents that happen from time to time. Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pair a person with an abstract. I think I'm gonna see what that looks like. Um, so here we go. Motorcycle just rode by. Need to get out for a ride. Okay, so I'm gonna hear. I like this one and this one feel almost the same. I like that. This one and this one. Ooh, this one and this one maybe. Yeah, look at. Oh. This is the hardest part, you know. You take so many images, and then you start to try to figure out like what connects with what. You know, I like this one and this one, but this is also a person, so let's maybe go with this and this. I also realized I took a lot of landscape-oriented photos. I didn't really think about how these were all tests for just to see if the film would kind of work while I was doing it. And it's interesting that I kind of went with this double, like a lot of this kind of wide aspect. So I wonder if I do something like this. Okay, so let's start. Let's make like 2 threads here. Oops, excuse me. Okay, so that one and that one. This one and this one. I'm gonna put it sideways. That's fine because they're like the colors I like. This one and this one. This one and this one. I'm also gonna alternate back and forth with people. I think this one and this one. This one and this one. This one and this one. And then, okay. I like these flowers, but I don't think they add anything, unfortunately. I also like this, but I don't think it adds anything. I like this. I like these. What happens if we do this? So I think something to consider whenever you're asking how people make their art, how they make what they're working on, is what are you looking to get from it? Like, what are you looking to get out of each of your pieces that you're working on? Um, like, are you looking to just finish it? Are you looking to give it away to somebody? Are you looking to create something that might be different than what you had expected? Are you looking to challenge yourself? These are all things to consider when you're making your art, because there really is no right way to make what you're making. So. Okay. All right. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I want to take away 5 images now, because I'm going to make a small zine. It's only going to have 12 photographs in it, down from all that work. So now, if I have those 12, what is it? So I'm going to get my favorite 12 now that I know are my favorite. And I love this photo because it's my pup, but I can put that on the wall. Not all of them have to be in the zine. I think I'm going to take everything away that's really, really in focus. So I'm going to take away this, and I'm going to take away this. All right, so I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. So I'm going to take away 2 more images, and feel like this might be the beginning. Okay, I don't think I need that one. I think I want to get rid of the vertical stuff because it's hard to work with, because I only have, 1 or 2 vertical things now. So that's a vertical. This is a vertical. So this would be called portrait orientation, landscape orientation. And so here we go. And then I wonder if I start from kind of the middle, working my way out. Let's see how we can lay this together. So 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, and I think I'm going to come back to that one. I like how it kind of disappeared there. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go from completely abstract now to something that isn't. So let's see what that looks like. Now that I'm looking at it, I wonder, man, I think all of these might be from this almost the same roll of film, which would be a little wild. Um, like, okay, so that's going to be my sunrise, and this is going to be my sunset. So I'm going to work through the day, I think, with something here in the middle. All right, I think now that I figured it out, I might have to get something out of this pile. Yeah. So sometimes when you're working through all of this, you're going to have to consider like what you thought might not be really a great image or might not be perfect might actually work for your story. And so I've had that happen a lot of times where I go through this and then I realize that something I have is actually, considerably better than I thought it might be. All right. 2, 3. Okay, so like that, that, that. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to leave with these extra couple in here. So I'm going to have like these kind of like different arcs, I think, that are happening. And I wonder if something goes in between this here. Um, Might have to look back through and see what's in here. I know this photo, I think this photo was taken this direction, but I wonder if we take this and just cut the end off here. Let's see really quick and reframe it. Oh, I know people are probably freaking out about that. Yeah, so if I reframe it a little bit and make it a little more abstract, I think that works. They're your photos. You can do whatever you want with them. All right. So I think this is the way we're going to kind of lay it out. And so I hope you'll come back next week. We're going to learn how to use Canva. It's a completely free platform. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to organize these and make these into a zine. And I think I might use some of my journal entries to tie it all together. But I also might write something new. I don't know. I'll fill out how I'm feeling next week. So thank you once again for stopping by my studio. If you like this, please like, subscribe, all those kind of things. If you want to support, you can grab a copy of my movie over at bronsonCreative.us. But just a like and subscribe does a lot because it keeps pushing it through the algorithm. So, but I hope you worked on something you really enjoyed today, and I can't wait to see what you create. So I'll see you next week.